The air is electric tonight, purple and gold faithful, because everything we thought we knew about the Lakers' front court upgrades just took a hard left turn, and trust me, this one hits differently. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. All right, Lakers Nation, buckle up. We've been all over the rumor mill these past weeks, chasing whispers that Nikola Vucevic, the crafty floor-spacing center with a two-time All-Star pedigree, might finally be suiting up in the purple and gold. Maybe you heard the chatter yourself. A buyout, a last-minute shift, a golden ticket to plug a hole that's been glaring for a while down low. But here's the twist. That ship has officially sailed, and the Bulls' stalwart big man has firmly shut down those buyout boulevard detours. That's right, Vucevic himself confirmed that despite all the swirling speculation, Chicago's front office is holding fast, and so is he. No mid-season breakaway, no early camp arrival in L.A., just pure commitment to the Bulls as they head into the 2023-24 grind. Imagine hearing it straight from the source. A week ago, their GM called me to set the record straight. None of. The rumors are true, Vucevic told BasketUSA.com. I'm preparing to start camp in Chicago. Boom. Just like that, the Lakers' chances at adding an elite, versatile big via buyout blew up in the wind. But why did this even matter so much? Why was the purple and gold front office, led by Rob Pelinka and J.J. Redick, seemingly eyeing a pivot toward Vucevic after signing DeAndre Ayton this summer? Well, peel back the layers and you see a team still grappling with soft spots in the middle, something ESPN's Dave McMenamin has bluntly called out. Until proven otherwise, LA's front court depth is still a question mark. DeAndre Ayton brings size and skill, no doubt, but a one-trick pony he is not. The Lakers need someone who can hit threes, set solid screens, grab boards, and soak up minutes without draining energy from LeBron James or Anthony Davis. Vucevic, with his 18.5 points and 10.5 rebounds per game, stretching defenses by shooting over 40% from beyond the arc last season, was a tantalizing fit. And that's the sticking point, the kind of front-court flexibility that has long been a Lakers calling card, dating way back to the Showtime era. Think about it. Kareem running the baseline, Magic threading impossible passes, every piece falling into place like clockwork. Fast forward to Shaq and Kobe's dominant run. Their mismatched skills dominated inside and out. Plus, the Pau Gasol years, when front-court depth made championship runs possible through some of the most locked-in playoff performances we've ever witnessed. That legacy is screaming for bodyguards who balance inside power with perimeter agility, a role Vucevic would have slotted into perfectly. But here's the detail no one's talking about. Vucevic's ties to the Lakers go beyond just talent. His very agent, Bill Duffy of WME Sports, is a key player in the Lakers' roster-building strategy, representing big names like Luka Doncic and Ayton himself. When Ayton landed in L.A. after a buyout from Portland, that pipeline undoubtedly influenced the move. So, if Vucevic was even remotely on the table, it would have been a chess move with deep roots and a low-risk, potentially high-reward gamble. Now, imagine the Lakers' current roster, stacked with playmakers like D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, and Austin Reeves, all versatile wings and guards, but lacking that imposing stretch five who commands immediate respect and eases pressure off our superstars. Could Vucevic have been the missing puzzle piece? Could adding him have transformed this team's playoff ceiling? Or was it just another mirage in a crowded Western Conference hungry for reinforcements? Questions swirl like a Los Angeles smog-filled night sky because right now the biggest trade and buyout market of 2025 is heating up, with other contenders eyeing movable big men and shooters. The Lakers got to keep their ears to the ground and eyes sharp because the front office knows playoffs won't wait for fumbling moves. Every addition must be surgical. Yet here we are with Vucevic anchored in Chicago, eyeing a Bulls team that's been stuck in the play-in cycle 3 seasons straight. If you're thinking of a mid-season shakeup, that scenario isn't off the table, but for now, it feels like the Lakers missed a clear-cut opportunity. So, what now? Should the purple and gold double down on internal growth, banking on the chemistry and hustle of their younger core? Or pinch pennies, keep the roster fluid, and stay ready for when the buyout wire blazes to life? As a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive. A crossroads where patience meets urgency, history meets future, and legacy teeters on every roster decision. But is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. So here's the moment no one saw coming, but should have. The Lakers' recent roster moves aren't just reactionary. They could be quietly signaling a seismic shift in how this purple and gold team plans to win. Or perhaps how they're scrambling to avoid another postseason collapse. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of the drama unfolding on and off the court. We left off pondering how this flurry of trades, signings, and whispers of internal unrest are reshaping the Lakers' identity. But now, let's dig deeper, because what's happening in LA isn't merely about plugging holes. It's about challenging the very blueprint that's been built around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The core question: are these moves proactive adjustments for a dynasty in its prime, or desperate gambles to mask foundational cracks that critics have been screaming about for years? LeBron and AD, the heart of this team, are both transcendent talents, but their chemistry, and more dramatically the supporting cast around them, has too often felt like a house of cards in the wind. Despite flashes of brilliance and the 2020 bubble championship glory, the team repeatedly hit walls against Western Conference foes like the Suns and Warriors. The frustration isn't just about losses, it's about the way those losses unfold. Fatigue setting in, rotations faltering, role players crumbling under pressure. Fans have lived through the agony of seeing a roster that looks unstoppable on paper suddenly freeze in the crucible of playoff basketball, and every time, the same questions echo through Staples Center. Do the Lakers truly have a plan, or are they just winging it around LeBron's twilight window? But here's the twist, almost no one is highlighting. What if these roster shakeups aren't just patchwork but part of a deeper strategic gamble? Something designed to rip up the old script entirely. Rumors suggest whispers of a new offensive. Identity, one more reliant on pace, spacing, and high-volume perimeter shooting. Could we be watching the birth of a system that shifts from brute force to finesse, from ISO-heavy sets to modern fluidity? Think about the implications. AD as a rolling juggernaut with 4 shooters surrounding him, or LeBron as a facilitator in a spread system that forces defenses to stretch until they snap. Now let's zoom out. Around the league, the arms race isn't slowing down. The Warriors, tired of their own chemistry issues, are retooling with younger, hungrier pieces who can run the floor and press defensively. Denver, steady as a rock with Jokic, just keeps imposing their unique brand of unselfish basketball that forces rivals into awkward adjustments. The Suns, still burning from their finals loss, are doubling down on blending youth and veterans in a way that keeps them dangerous every night. And then there's the Clippers, quietly lurking, waiting for the moment when health finally gives them a fair shot. Against that backdrop, the Lakers cannot afford to stand still. Every missed trade, every injury setback, every rotation misstep compounds into a larger narrative. Has this team lost its edge? Imagine for a second the possibilities if Rob Pelinka and the front office are indeed working on something radical. Instead of chasing one more aging veteran to slot into a leaky rotation, what if the Lakers are building a modern juggernaut? Stockpiling shooters, embracing small ball lineups that mirror the Warriors at their peak, but with the star power of LeBron and AD anchoring them? It sounds thrilling, but it's also terrifying. because high-risk strategies can implode spectacularly. And Lakers fans have lived through implosions. The post-Shaq chaos where Kobe was left stranded with scraps, the Dwight Howard-Steve Nash experiment that fell apart before it began, the years of wading through lottery irrelevance until LeBron arrived to restore hope. And that's why this moment feels so precarious. Because every decision echoes louder in LA than anywhere else. Every trade, every signing, every injury rehab becomes headline news. It's not just about basketball. It's about legacy, Hollywood drama, and the unrelenting pressure of wearing the most iconic jersey in the sport. Critics love to say the Lakers buy their way to relevance, but history tells a different story. When this franchise gambles, it either strikes gold or collapses in spectacular fashion. There's no middle ground, but here's another layer. The psychological tension within the locker room. Reports are already surfacing of players frustrated with shifting roles, of minutes being cut unexpectedly, of younger guys feeling like their growth is being stifled in favor of win-now moves. Coaching staff is reportedly stretched thin trying to balance egos while still crafting a cohesive system. And the front office? They're caught between two conflicting missions. Honor LeBron's remaining years with every possible weapon, while also laying a foundation for a future that doesn't collapse the moment he retires. That's not just a juggling act. It's a tightrope walk over a canyon. And if it all goes wrong, that's the nightmare scenario. What if this season ends in another second-round exit, or worse, a play-in stumble? The fallout would be catastrophic. Fans turning restless, media dissecting every decision, free agents suddenly wary of coming to LA. The whispers of cracks in trust could become a roar. Would AD start thinking about his own future elsewhere? Would LeBron finally decide he's had enough of carrying the weight of expectation while the roster around him crumbles? These aren't just hypotheticals. They're questions the franchise has to face right now. History looms large here. Think about the 73-9 Warriors collapse or KD's shocking exit after winning titles. Think about Kobe's twilight years when injuries left him battling ghosts more than opponents. The Lakers are at a crossroads of equal magnitude. Either this roster evolution becomes the spark that launches another dynasty, or it's the first crack in a foundation that might not be repairable, because make no mistake, the Western Conference is merciless. One bad playoff series can redefine legacies and reshape franchises for decades. So, let me leave you with this chilling thought. Lakers fans, what if this isn't just another roster adjustment, but the start of a fundamental identity crisis? What if the franchise that defined dominance through decades suddenly finds itself scrambling to survive in a league that has passed it by? As a Lakers fan, I can feel that tension in my chest, the weight of history pressing down. And that's why we can't look away. Because what's happening right now in Los Angeles will decide whether we are about to celebrate the rebirth of Showtime or witness the unraveling of everything the purple and gold stand for. Drop your rawest takes in the comments. I'll be right there, riding every high and low with you because this storm isn't just about basketball. It's about legacy, about trust, and about whether this team still knows how to win when everything is on the line.